Because I was behind in things, and guess I give y'all YouTube a good nighter before Yahuwah. Soul travels till the next day.
You close your eyes and everything fades. Your body stays in bed, yet your mind drifts into places that feel just as real as waking life. But where exactly does your consciousness go when you sleep? If sleep is just rest, why does your mind create entire worlds, conversations, and events that sometimes feel more vivid than reality? Science tells us that sleep is when the brain restores itself, but that explanation barely scratches the surface. Why do we dream about things we've never seen? Why do some people have out-of-body experiences while sleeping? And if the brain is simply resting, why does it stay more active at night than when awake? The truth about consciousness during sleep is far deeper than we've been told. To truly understand, we need to break this down step by step. What happens to consciousness while we sleep? And is it
Brocka,
really
War Ready,
inside
Bushman,
the brain,
and Henry
or is something else
Abrego?
going on? 1. Your brain doesn't fully shut down, it activates. Most people assume that sleep is a state where the brain rests. But if you look at brain
Brocka,
activity,
Shalom,
something
Sinead
strange
McDaniels.
happens. During deep sleep, the brain slows down. But the moment you start dreaming, certain parts of the brain become just as active, if not more active, than when you're awake. The prefrontal cortex, which controls logic and decision-making, becomes less active, which is why dreams often feel strange and unpredictable. But the visual and emotional centers become hyperactive, creating vivid images and deep emotions. This raises an important question. If the brain is more active during dreams, how can sleep be rest? The truth is, your brain doesn't rest in the way you think.
That's right,
When you're in
Henry.
a state of flow, first, your frontal lobes, the chief executive.
It shifts into a different mode, one that's not focused on the outside world, but on internal processing. This could mean that your consciousness isn't shutting off, it's simply moving to a different level of awareness. 2. The brain produces DMT every night. There's a powerful psychedelic compound called DMT, dimethyltryptamine. It's known for causing intense, otherworldly visions, and it's found naturally in many plants and even in the human brain. What's interesting is that scientists believe the brain releases DMT every night when we enter REM sleep. This might explain why dreams often feel so bizarre, yet deeply meaningful. Many people who take synthetic DMT report experiences similar to dreams, seeing strange landscapes, meeting entities, or feeling like they're being shown hidden truths. But if the brain naturally produces DMT, does this mean dreams are a form of hallucination? Or is something deeper happening? If consciousness can be altered by brain chemicals, it raises an even bigger question. Are we truly experiencing reality when we're awake, or just a filtered version of something much bigger? 3. Dreams can predict the future. Some dreams are random, others are eerily precise. Throughout history, people have reported dreaming about future events, sometimes down to the smallest details. Studies on precognitive dreams suggest that this isn't just coincidence. One famous case is Abraham Lincoln, who reportedly dreamed of his own assassination days before it happened. But everyday people experience this too, dreaming of a person they haven't seen in years, and then running into them, or seeing an event in a dream that later plays out exactly as they saw it. If dreams are just random brain activity,
That's right,
why do they
War
sometimes
Ready.
provide accurate glimpses into the future? Could it be that during sleep, consciousness steps outside of time, accessing information
As
beyond
Henry
normal
Abrego
perception?
says.
4. Sleep paralysis, a glitch in consciousness. If sleep was just a passive process, why do some people wake up paralyzed, fully aware, but unable to move? Sleep paralysis is one of the most terrifying experiences a person can have, being trapped between sleep and wakefulness, often with a sense of an unseen presence in the room. What's strange is that people from all over the world, regardless of culture or beliefs, describe seeing the same thing: shadow figures, an overwhelming pressure on the chest, or a sense that something is watching. Why would unrelated people have the same hallucinations? One possibility is that sleep paralysis isn't just a brain malfunction. Instead, it could be a moment where consciousness slips into another state, one where we briefly become aware of something we aren't supposed to see. 5. Lucid dreaming, the ability to control reality. Most dreams happen without our control, but some people can wake up inside their dreams, realizing they are dreaming and manipulating the dream world as if it were real life. This is called lucid dreaming, and it proves one thing: when you're asleep, your mind is still active enough to make conscious decisions. Studies show that lucid dreaming activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for self-awareness. This means that even when sleeping, a part of you remains awake. But why does this ability exist? If dreaming is just random brain activity, why would we have the capacity to take control? Some believe lucid dreaming is more than just a mental trick. It's proof that consciousness isn't fully tied to the physical world. 6. Time works differently in dreams. Most people have experienced dreams that feel like they last for hours, even though only a few minutes have passed in real life. This isn't just an illusion. Scientific studies suggest that time perception in dreams is fundamentally different from wakeful consciousness. Research has shown that during REM sleep, the brain operates on a different internal clock. Some lucid dreamers have even tested this by setting up challenges where they count or perform tasks inside dreams, then compare it to real-world time. The results suggest that time dilation can occur, meaning that consciousness inside dreams might not be bound by the same rules as waking life. This raises an important question. If the mind can experience time differently when dreaming, could it mean that consciousness itself isn't strictly tied to our physical reality? Could dreams be proof that time, as we understand it, is just a mental construct rather than a fixed law? 7. The multiverse theory and dream realities. One of the strangest aspects of dreaming is how vivid and coherent some dream worlds can feel. Some people dream of places they've never been, yet those places have detail, logic, and consistency. Others have recurring dreams of the same unknown locations, almost like an alternate life. This aligns with an idea from quantum physics, the multiverse theory. The multiverse theory suggests that infinite versions of reality exist simultaneously. If true, could dreaming be a way for consciousness to momentarily shift into alternate versions?
Take off the mask and look at your slide.
Versions of reality. Some researchers believe that dreams might not always be pure imagination, but instead glimpses into parallel dimensions. While mainstream science hasn't proven this, it's an idea that has existed in many cultures for centuries. Some spiritual traditions claim that dreams allow people to travel outside of their normal existence. Whether this is true or not, the complexity of dream experiences suggests that they are more than just random brain activity. 8. Why do we forget most dreams? You wake up from a dream, convinced you'll remember it forever. But within minutes it fades, slipping away like it never happened. Why does this happen? If dreams were truly meaningless, why would the brain work so hard to erase them? One explanation is that the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory, operates differently during sleep. It doesn't store dream experiences the way it does waking memories. Some researchers believe this is because dreams serve a different function. They aren't meant to be stored like normal experiences, but instead processed and discarded. However, another perspective suggests that forgetting dreams is actually a form of protection. If we remembered all our dreams in detail, our sense of reality might become blurred. The brain may be designed to filter out these.
Now, there's a cause and effect to that, which y'all know. Y'all talk about it amongst yourselves. I can't dream no more. Why is that important, what we just did? I ask questions, man. I ain't no teacher. It has a lot to do with what we're going through. Some people don't know because they don't know the agenda, the people that done got out. You're looking for bodies, they in the Ghostbuster machine called technology. So with that being said,
Sex trafficking and child exploitation. It's real everywhere, thriving in darkness.
Since the election, I've seen many people saying, where are the witches at? And why didn't the witches stop Trump from winning? Baby, we're over here minding our business, okay? Because the government is the biggest sorcerer of all. They're working with extremely powerful occult practices that require a level of intention, focus, and concentration that can take years, if not decades, to master. These rituals aren't just symbolic. They're meticulously designed to channel energy, influence outcomes, and maintain control. They harness the energy of tens of millions of people around the clock to serve their own agendas. And you really think we're gonna be sitting over here in our dark rooms with a plate, a candle, and some salt trying to go to battle? 10 everyday things you do that are rooted in witchcraft, the government edition. Number 1, sacred geometry and city layouts. Cities like Washington, D.C. are mapped with deliberate geometry, often pentagrams or other occult shapes like the compass.
Twice you heard that
to
tonight.
harness energy or control flow. Sacred geometry is used in magic to channel or amplify power, and our cities reflect it. These carefully arranged structures act like sigils on a grand scale, shaping the energy of those who live and move within them, and embedding intention into the city's very foundation. Number 2, voting as a vow and an offering. In magic, speaking vows or making offerings sets powerful intentions, binding energies towards a desired outcome. The act of voting carries a similar weight. The word vote comes from the Latin votum, meaning a vow or a promise. Casting a vote is like casting a spell. It's a collective act of intention, an offering to shape the future and manifest a chosen reality. And when we participate in this ritual, we're engaging in an ancient practice of focused will. Number 3, the all-seeing eye on money. The eye on the dollar bill is called the Eye of Providence, but its origins go back much further. This symbol, often associated with enlightenment and seeing all, is connected to ancient Egyptian, like the Eye of Horus, and Christian and Masonic symbolism, often tied to protection, surveillance, and control. In witchcraft and occult practices, the all-seeing eye serves as a potent symbol of heightened awareness, inner vision, and the ability to see beyond the physical realm. Used by governments, it projects a sense of omnipresent authority. Number 4, the obelisk in Washington, D.C. Ever notice that the Washington Monument looks suspiciously like an Egyptian obelisk? Well, obelisks were seen as sun symbols representing divine power. Placing them in capital cities symbolizes authority and a connection to a higher power. In magical traditions, tall, pointed structures like obelisks are seen as energy conductors, amplifying intentions and drawing down cosmic power, effectively grounding spiritual authority in the physical world.
Thundercats!
The Capitol Building's dome. Capitol Building's dome is more than just a pretty structure. Domes have long symbolized cosmic power, linking earthly governance with the heavens. In witchcraft, circles or domes are seen as protective when connecting to the spiritual realm. They act as energetic containers, amplifying intention and creating a sacred space, making the Capitol itself a kind of ritual center for power. Number 6, the use of sigils and symbols. Governments have long used powerful symbols and sigils to influence, inspire, and even control public perception. Some examples of this include the eagle, stars on the flag, or the pentagram. Each symbol carries layers of meaning that tap into subconscious archetypes. They become tools to invoke national pride, loyalty, unity, while simultaneously reinforcing authority. These symbols act almost like spells on the collective psyche, subtly influencing attitudes and behaviors and keeping people aligned with the desired narrative. Number 7, the inauguration ritual. Ever wonder why inaugurations are so elaborate? These ceremonies are layered with ritualistic elements, from the swearing in, the hand gestures, and the symbolic colors, all designed to channel focus and power, not unlike spell work. In witchcraft, carefully structured rituals direct energy and intention, and an inauguration works similarly, infusing the office with authority and aligning collective energy towards the incoming leader. Number 8, the Pentagon as a symbol of protection. The Pentagon is no ordinary building. Its 5-sided shape is significant in both geometry and symbolism, often associated with power and protection. In occult symbolism, the pentagon is related to the pentagram, a 5-pointed star that represents the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, often used in magic for protection. The building's design reflects principles of sacred geometry, channeling energy and creating a sense of strength and resilience. The use of such a shape for a central military command adds a deeper layer, symbolizing control, authority, and perhaps a protective force field for national defense. Number 9, secret societies and influence. From Freemasons to Skull and Bones, powerful individuals within secret societies often have significant government influence. These societies are known for their rituals and magical symbols, bringing occult practices directly into the power structure. Number 10, psychological manipulation as mind control. The government uses forms of mind control similar to what magicians or witches would refer to as glamour magic, using media and messages to make things appear differently than they actually are. This type of enchantment influences behavior and perception on a large scale, with projects like the CIA's Gateway process, which explored altered states of consciousness, and new technology capable of targeting ads to people's dreams. We're seeing modern glamour techniques that go far beyond traditional media, weaving influence even into our subconscious minds. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a part 2 because there's so many more and I didn't know which ones to include, so.
Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all this. Do y'all wanna see some more videos like this? Because I do. I wanna go on a deep dive into the rabbit hole of what she's talking about, because I feel like it's so much more magic that is happening around this world than we are really aware of. And it's just in everyday practices that people don't really pay attention to. Let's go. Come on. Oh yeah, an announcement. I released 2 songs on my music channel. Go listen to them. Just a little shout out for myself.
This is a friendly warning for those who are uncomfortable with topics on baneful magic. The last one can be a bit heavy for you, so I would recommend you abort the mission after I discuss number 6, if that's you. Number 1, the Pledge of Allegiance as a ritual of binding. Having young children recite the Pledge of Allegiance daily serves to indoctrinate them from an early age. The Pledge of Allegiance functions like a magical vow, binding individuals to a collective purpose. Much like an oath or a spell in witchcraft, reciting it channels personal energy into a verbal contract, creating a communal bond and reinforcing a shared identity. By repeating the words with intention and focus, individuals symbolically weave themselves into a larger collective circle, where their personal commitment strengthens and amplifies the power of the group here being the government. And this is much like the energy that is raised during a coven or ritual circle. Number 2, the national anthem as an invocation of unity. Similarly, singing the national anthem, especially in large groups, is like a powerful invocation. In witchcraft, collective chanting raises energy and focuses it on an intention. Here, it binds people to values of loyalty and unity, amplifying patriotism through the power of unified voice. Number 3, language of authority as a form of spellcasting. Words are spells, and the government often uses language in ways that mirror the intentions and practices found within witchcraft, shaping perception and binding people to its rules through the power of words. For instance, the use of a summons. In legal context, it's used to compel someone to appear in court, much like the magical summoning to call forth an entity or a spirit, or the fact that your signature is required to make laws or official documents valid. This parallels the magical significance of names or tag blocking, where marking something with a name or a seal is believed to give it binding power or to direct energy directly to that person. Through this language, the government's words have a spell-like effect, creating rules, binding individuals, and shaping a collective reality. Number 4, invocation of ancestors and national heroes. Statues, monuments, and even banknotes featured revered figures from history, creating a national pantheon of sorts. Honoring these figures is similar to ancestral worship in witchcraft, invoking their memory and keeping their energy alive as part of the collective spirit. Just as witches and practitioners might call on the wisdom and guidance of ancestors during rituals, symbolically calling on their strength, courage, or vision to inspire or guide the present. By celebrating these figures, society continually renews its connection to their legacy. Number 5, the use of ley lines in government architecture. Many government buildings are strategically placed on ley lines, energy-rich paths that are believed or known to amplify power. In witchcraft and ritual work, ley lines are valued for their capacity to raise and direct energy. And by aligning buildings with these lines, governments tap into natural energy currents to strengthen influence. The Washington Monument and the Capitol building are both said to sit along these ley lines, drawing on the Earth's energy to bolster its role as focal points of governance and national identity. Number 6, astronomical alignments in city planning. Many government buildings are often aligned with celestial bodies. For instance, the Washington Monument aligns with certain sunrise and sunset points at key times of the year, meaning the sun rises or sets in direct alignment with the structure or specific features of it. In magic, these alignments are significant because they harness potent energy present during celestial events. By placing the Washington Monument in sync with these solar events, it becomes a conduit for amplifying the government's connection to universal energies, much like spell work that uses the sun or moon to empower intentions. This is your baneful exit reminder. Number 7.
Pause. That's a good part to stop, to come back to. I'm going to play the last clip.
A superior smooth taste, growth flavor, Michelob Ultra, superior like beer. you are strung out on an opiate of some kind, like fentanyl or heroin, and you desperately want to take your life back, but you have no idea where to go or what.
Robots will have some good, but I believe what walked up, it's just, it's twitching. It's actually really twitching and everything, moving its muscles.
And frankly, be careful what you wish for. An AI that can design itself is one step away from an AI that doesn't need humans at all.
This may be the end, guys, because man, there are robots that are attacking people. There are robots that are getting in their emotions and whatnot, and they are attacking people. You know, a lot of people believe that AI is going to be just this amazing thing that will never do any evil. It will have some good. These robots will have some good, but I believe there will also be some evil. And I believe these robots will be used in the future, definitely for the beast system and everything. And I want you guys to take a look at these videos I'm about to play for you, because they are disturbing, they are alarming, and it's just man, oh man. And then we're going to talk about this biblically. Take a look at this video right here of a robot attacking another person in China. Look at this. Right there. Robot walked up, in the person's face. Let's go back. Let's go back. Right there. And the robot had to now be restrained. Robot had to be restrained. Man. Like, I honestly believe that some of these robots, like, there's gonna be something demonic with it, right? And I believe that there is evil intentions. Right now, they're introducing all these things for a greater good, for like, you know, quicker, they can be the cashiers, they can be warehouse workers, they can do this, do that. But I believe there are evil intentions, you know, behind it that they're not talking about, because the Bible makes it very clear in Romans chapter 1, verse 30, that there will be inventors of evil things. They will find new ways to sin, new ways to do evil in Romans chapter 1, verse 30. All right. So as technology increases, the knowledge of man increases, there's going to be more evil, more ways to do evil, inventors of evil things. Right. So I'm not saying this is evil in itself, but it's going to be used for evil. Wars in the future.
Already.
Man. Now this right here is a humanoid. It has real muscles and bones, it twitches, it has these spasms. And a humanoid, I wasn't familiar much with it, I had to look it up, is a being or entity that has human-like characteristics, particularly in shape and movement. The term is often used to describe robots, aliens, or fictional creatures that resemble humans in form, but may differ in abilities, materials, or origin. So right now they're creating a humanoid that's going to have bones, skin, all these things, but internally it's going to be a machine. And I believe, guys, a lot of the stuff that's happening I believe this right here is demonic. It can be used for some good, but it's going to be used for evil. Because the Bible tells us that, you know, many will depart from the faith and give heed to things taught by demons. So I really believe this creation in itself.
Seducing spirits. Right? By sorcery. Of what the lady was talking about.
The best time to start your voice acting career is right now. And all you need to do is sign up for my totally free 1-hour class.
Reminder. Number 7. In government systems. The concept of in government can be seen in the systemic practices that often mirror baneful rituals and witchcraft. For instance, the ongoing exploitation within underground brings to mind sacrificial practices, where lives are used and manipulated to fuel hidden agendas, much like offerings in baneful magic intended to yield power or wealth. Similarly, the military demands the ultimate sacrifice of lives in the name of national interests, paralleling made to uphold or strengthen certain powers. These practices create a connection between the physical sacrifices demanded by governing systems and the offerings used in baneful workings, where the power is drawn from life force, leaving those who serve or are exploited as sacrifices for larger, often concealed, purposes. Okay, I think we hit most of them. Now, there are several that will fall within the different categories that I've already spoken about, but this gives a broad understanding, hopefully an insight into how they're using occult practices with it.
Well, you already know the water spirits. I am BC the Hebrew, BC the Tishbite. Y'all have yourself a Baraka night. Now I'm gonna go get some soul traveling intelligence for the next day, or not. Depends on how Yahuwah feel. You would call it laying down and get some Z. Souls of righteousness don't sleep, it appears that way. Baraka!